Well, this is exciting. This is from Jim. Greetings from one St. Veronica's Falcon to another. St. Veronica's School, 434 Alita Way in South San Francisco. That's where I went to first through eighth grade. Both my parents were buried there. A lot of great memories. Thank you, Jim. I have a question regarding the best way to train as we age. Specifically, I just turned 69 years old, and I am 5 feet 10 inches and 170. First off, hats off to you. You're training, you're sneaking up on 70, and you're keeping your weight at 170. Good job. I have been training since I was a young teen, except for those times that life got in the way. Passed the RKC 2.5 years ago. Prepping for the RKC was tough, and I really beat myself up physically preparing for it. Well, hey, hats off to you, someone over 65 making the RKC. That's very good. Lately, I have been feeling that lifting heavy takes a toll out of me. And it certainly does for a lot of people. I've even gone to a rest day after each workout, which is good advice. Currently, my training involves using kettlebells, barbells, and TRX, a suspension trainer. I must add that I do have diagnosed lower back issues, and doing anything where I round my lower back will cause me to take a break for a few weeks at a time. Seems that my back muscles get tight, and I don't like to loosen up. Wondering if a hypertrophy program or a heavy program or a combination of both would be my best bet going forward, as I do not see myself ending my training due to my age. Well, and then he asked if I have any advice. And well, yeah, I mean, after age 55, Jim, you want to really focus finally on bodybuilding, lean body mass. So anything that works on hypertrophy and joint mobility is going to be your friend. So, and with what you have here, you've got the toolkit you need. With the TRX, you're going to want to spend a lot of time with the T's, the Y's, and the I's if you can do it. Lots of single arm rowing. The suspension trainers are amazing for training the upper body pulling. I'm surprised how simple it is and how good it is. But you can. That's something Mike Brown and I do 5 days a week. Is we do TRX work. We could obviously change things around a little bit, but a fair amount of T's, Y's, rowing, single arm rowing each week. I think there is some hypertrophy work that I get out of it, but I also notice that I just feel a little bit taller and better all the time. I would strongly recommend to you the half kneeling presses, because that's going to give you some mobility work. The half kneeling position is the hip flexor stretch. And it will also limit the loads you can use. So if you get 8 to 12 reps per side, that's going to, half kneeling, that's going to make your loads a little lighter, and it's going to kind of save that back issue you have. Certainly you got goblet squats you could do if you can do them, double kettlebell front squats. One thing I'd even recommend as you age a little bit, maybe a very light kettlebell in the one hand and a fairly heavy kettlebell in the other. So when you do your double kettlebell front squats, there is an asymmetry there, which will force you to, need to make minor corrections through here, your column or your core, which might even allow that back to practice the brace better, the brace, the anaconda position, which will help you. But yeah, so Jim, hypertrophy work as much as you can, joint mobility, and we can get both of them in a movement. That's what you're looking for. That's why you'll notice I said half kneeling presses and the squat family, because those movements are going to be mobility work and hypertrophy work at the same time, which is what we need after 55. So yeah, I in fact, if you just decide to train 3 days a week and skip, in the weight room and focus on mobility and hypertrophy, that's not a bad little workout. Sprinkle some walking and maybe, and if it's something you do normally, a ruck or just going for a heavy hands walk or something like that, that's not a bad combination. You have to make the other decisions. For example, very often I'll recommend bike riding, but you have to, it all depends kind of with bike riding and swimming. It kind of depends on where you live a little bit. Where I live now is a great place for an adult to go bike riding because I live in an area that the streets aren't very busy, and I've got a massive park right across the street from me. Getting to that park, though, I take my life in my hands on something we call Ninth East here, and no one seems to understand that you're supposed to give the right of way to pedestrians, which is an issue. But once I get over there, I can ride my bike and not worry about anything, except for maybe hitting a mud patch and falling. But I hope that helps, Jim. And it's great to, and I'm really happy that someone from St. Veronica's reached out to me. Thank you so much.